Hi, I'm Irving, and I'm an Atomaniac.
The trunks fit like they're supposed to. Superheroes wear tight clothes. Cuts wind resistance.
Tell that to the Catholic Legion of Decency.
But they don't like how I fit my trunks?
Is that all you?
How many people are you expecting to be in there? They've tried everything. Somebody suggests surgery, and that's when Burt yells, "Hold it!" A doctor gives him some pills to temporarily make his trunks suitable for the Catholic Legion of Decency. For Burt, the emphasis is on temporarily, at least he hopes so. He and Adam have enough to think about. What with that other thing?
So you and Robin are gay, I hear.
We're what?
Gay.
Batman and the kid, you know, have a special relationship.
It's been going around since the 30s. It's such nonsense.
Well, not according to this Dr. Wortham guy. He made a big deal of it in the Senate, and you gotta admit it looks fishy.
You heard correctly. He said in the Senate. This silly little show either had people in a fangasm uproar or an indignant-gasm uproar. Fans told the fuddy-duddies to leave them alone, and the fuddy-duddies said, "Guess what? We can vote and you can't," and kept trying to twist legislative arms at every level. But the die was cast. Batman was here to stay. But I want to know if Adam West really said this.
I don't see what's so strange and unnatural about two guys who run around in tights and live together.
Isn't that Adam West? I think so.
Oh.
Please, anybody, I have to know. If you know, please don't keep it to yourself.
Fame is an aphrodisiac, my friend. Enjoy it while you can.
Looks like word of Bert's package has gotten out, too.
I tell you, I'm like a kid in a candy store. By day, I'm human and harmless. At night, I turn into a sexual vampire. Like a hungry shark in a world of unlimited halibut.
I'm not sure how much halibut sharks actually eat, since halibuts are a flat fish and they live on the bottom and they'd be really hard for a shark to pick up. But we get the idea.
Here comes.
Marty, look at this. Lose the last look at the page.
Another halibut.
At first, I thought that was supposed to be Kathy Kirsch. She played one of the Joker's girlfriends and then played Bert's wife for a while, except in real life. It lasted about 2 years.
Can we just lie here till the sun comes up?
You know, as great as that sounds, I have to go.
You can't.
Well, I hate to, but, I have an early call. So do you. But hey, thanks for a great night.
You really shouldn't do this, you know. You shouldn't leave.
Okay, that's a little creepy, but Bert really isn't taking it all that seriously. She's just another conquest in a long line of them.
Hey, help! What the heck are you doing?
I'm gonna get a little politically incorrect here for just a moment. Yes, he used her. They both used a lot of women. But I have to ask the young lady, A, who made the first move, and B, what did she expect? She knows his bedroom has a revolving door. What he and Adam were doing, and what so many male celebrities today still do, frankly disgusts me. But what their conquests do baffles me. You know these guys are womanizers and change girlfriends like most guys change their socks. You know this. You choose to get involved anyway like she did. And you're surprised when he treats you the same as he treats everyone else? Have more respect for yourselves, people. You're worth so much more than a one-night stand for some clown who happened to be lucky enough to get on TV. Don't devalue yourself like that. At the very least, you're worth dinner in a Maserati first. Now, you remember he said they both have early call. Is she bringing her cute little prop with her?
That was funny last night. Didn't you think it was funny?
Yeah, it's really funny.
It must have been how Tony Perkins felt in Psycho. What a rush. Let's do it again soon, okay?
Was she really trying to kill him or just put a scare into him? We may never know. I could easily believe that was supposed to be Kathy Kirsch and he married her just to keep her from doing that again.
Us any closer to finding the Batmobile.
Did I hear you boys say something about a Batmobile?
Why? What do you know about a Batmobile?
Adam, when Lee Merriweather tells you she has information, shut up and listen.
Well, there was one parked right across the street not 10 minutes ago.
Maybe we can still on the bill.
Oh, please. It's on me. You were right. It was permanent. It never did come off.
Little did she know it wasn't a permanent marker, it was a tattoo gun. Fortunately, she doesn't seem to mind.
The trail's as cold as Mr. Frosty's underwear.
Wait! Right there! Oil from the Batmobile. It looks like they're leaving us a trail.
If it's leaking that much oil, you should find it about 3 blocks down the road with a blown engine. No, I'm not going to comment on the arrow-shaped drips. It's Batman. What do you expect?
As the mysteries pile up, the clock ticks down. Will the orphans have to be content with the car from the Munsters? We'll be back.
Whoever he is, I just wish he had a bit more faith in us.
He may have left his faith in you back in Arizona, gentlemen. Where do the arrows lead?
It's our old studio.
It's bustling with other activity now because the sound stage's work is never done. There's always another movie or show coming along that'll need to use it.
Joe Burt. Oh, haven't had the time. I own this computer animation studio. Visual effects for movies and television. You?
Beautiful home in Idaho. Endless blue skies, clear waters.
Wonderful wife and family. A herd of Great Danes everywhere you look. It's an animal rescue thing. My wife's into that.
That started in 1994 when Burt and his wife rescued one dog. But as many of us have discovered, once you rescue an animal, you are going to be loved beyond your wildest imaginings. And as she's taught me, that gets habit forming. The Ward family had the money, the land, and the inclination, and as far as I know, they're still doing it.
Oh, same here. I don't mean the Great Danes, but I got a terrific wife. 30 years of marriage, kids. Oh, life is good, Bert. Life is good. Well, I guess that just about takes care of the whatever happened to her business, huh?
I think so. Back to the chase.
Back to the chase.
Yes, even Adam West eventually settled down. But here's something I wonder, and I'm completely serious here. Knowing your man's history, how do you know you can trust him to be faithful to you? I'm glad they both found happiness, but honestly, it seems to me the women who married them were taking a huge risk. I'm not sure I'd be able to if I were in their position. It's flashback time again. Adam and Burt are in New York promoting the movie, and Adam has just spent the night with 2 women. But it's time to get dressed. He has the press coming here in an hour.
Adam! Please don't tell me you forgot about the press conference this morning.
I thought your message said 10 o'clock.
Or maybe he got the time wrong. Oops. Well, Nature Boy, what do you have to say for yourself?
Morning, folks. I'd like you to meet Lucy and Ethel. Has anybody seen my bat suit?
By the end of season 2, ratings were starting to slip. 2 ideas came forth to try and pull them up again. Our Adam here in this film just says, how about better scripts? But the real Adam wanted to develop the characters. He felt like part of the reason ratings were sagging was because after a season and a half, Batman and Robin were still 2-dimensional. We had never really looked into their psyches to see what made them tick. and he had a point. In the first episode, Bruce Wayne mentioned his parents' murder, and that whole idea vanished from then on. When the show aired in 1966, I missed the first episode. I knew nothing about Batman at that point, so I had no idea why these two guys ran around in silly costumes beating people up. As far as I could tell, they were a couple of idle, rich dudes looking for something interesting to do. Mr. West wanted to go beyond that and examine the people. Alas, it was not to be. In a clueless decision that had to come from a committee, because collective cluelessness is much more efficient than individual cluelessness, the network chose to bring in yet another character and keep her equally two-dimensional. Enter Yvonne Craig as Batgirl.
Oh, I didn't know anyone was watching.
Don't let me stop you. You sure got the moves.
Hi, I'm Yvonne. Craig.
Adam. West.
I know. And I've been warned.
After a couple of minutes, she says, and now I know the warnings were accurate. Basically, she's saying, I can't stop you from looking, but if you think those moves were something, just try to touch me.
Hold it.
Oh.
Cut! Reset.
Is there a problem?
Where's your hand?
It's on her shoulder.
A little lower, Adam.
A natural mistake, part of my character.
Do you mind?
Not at all.
And if it weren't for the presence of the camera and all those people, you have a feeling he'd be swallowing that hand right now. Yvonne Craig thought maybe Batgirl would give girls someone to identify with. To Adam West, she was eye candy. Now, I do agree with him that the show would have done better to expand on the existing characters, but by this time it's impossible to figure out what the network was thinking. Not only did they add another character, they cut the show in half. Now it was only running one night a week. My gut tells me somebody high up had it out for this show, but couldn't just outright cancel it for fear of being tarred and feathered. So they added more clutter and shoehorned it all into a smaller space where it was pretty well impossible to do the whole Batman thing properly, and by the time that was done, we had our excuse to cancel it. But apparently, grabbing Batgirl's dingfod was the final clue to the mystery.
The Batmobile! And the key's still in it! We've done it!
Okay, start it and drive it back to the car museum before something else happens.
Don't you find this suspiciously easy? Quick! Out of the car!
Holy skullduggery! I can't! My door won't unlock!
Never mind. When they awaken, they're in Bronson Cave tied to a big mock-up of a stick of dynamite.
Holy dead ends. I know it's impossible, but are we in someone's idea of our old cave set?
The mystery continues. But given these camera angles, I say the enemy is close at hand.
I've always wondered why the villains were filmed at such odd angles.
Because they were crooked, old chum.
Of course.
I think Burt Ward may have been the only person in America who didn't know that. They have the final clue, and it has to do with the day the show wrapped up.
Sad day for all of us. This is the last of it.
It's hard to see it all come down.
I heard another network might actually want to pick us up. Any chance of that?
They came to the table too late. The cost of rebuilding all this is too high. And even if we could, the blueprints for the sets have disappeared.
I'm of the opinion that they filmed that set from enough angles and in enough places that it wouldn't have been that hard to recreate the blueprints, but I was only 15 and the studio wouldn't listen to me.
Sorry to see it end, Adam.
It's television.
Well, it's been good working with you, even if the villains never really got the respect they deserved.
You'll have your day.
Count on it. You kept the key to the Batmobile, I see.
Yeah, a little something to remember it by.
So long, for now.
Yes, those are the blueprints for the sets, and Frank Gorshin was the only other person who knew Adam kept a key to the Batmobile. It's time to reveal himself.
Alfred?
Jerry! How many times do I have to tell you it's Jerry?
The butler did it. We should have seen this coming a mile away.
Huh? Is Jerry secretly Frank Gorshin's love child? What's he doing here?
Holy plot twist! Your butler is Frank Gorshin?
Frank Gorshin originally got famous as an impressionist, and he was 5'8". But as we can see, he was such a good impressionist, he could disguise himself as a guy 4 inches shorter than he was. And pardon my language, but he looks like hell. He was only 70, 2 years older than I am, but all those years of smoking turned him into this. Cancer and several other lung diseases were already ravaging his body, and he would only live another 2 years after this. Look and learn.
All that time with the stolen blueprints, and this is the best you can do?
It was very complicated, all right? Even with help.
Julie Newmar. Why didn't I recognize you in that Western costume?
I already told you it was the hat. Frank says, I was the only one who got nominated for an Emmy. Meanwhile, you guys get all the glory, and we who played the villains languish in obscurity. I gave it my all, and what did it get me?
Broadway, Vegas, movies, television, trading cards.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Focus, Frank. Focus.
Julie Newmar wrote her own ticket from then on, of course, and her Catwoman is still wildly popular. But that's not enough for them. They want revenge for stuff. Frank fiddles with a computer keyboard and a 3-minute countdown starts. At 0, that bomb they're tied to will reduce them to bat dust.
Frank, you're mad?
You're damn right I am.
No, I mean in the demented way. This isn't a real bomb. It's a cardboard prop. It won't explode. And you're not a villain, you're an actor!
Adam, I think I'd make sure he hasn't put something more than cardboard inside that thing before you tell him it's not real. A little more villain-type dialogue and he and Julie are out of there. And just to put a cherry on top, they'll take the Batmobile.
Frank, I'm warning you! Don't touch that red button!
And once the villains get outside, Frank knows what he has to do.
Rat! He knows. He knows whenever he tells me don't. I have to. I have to push that button.
It's a trick. Don't push it.
I have to. It's a character flaw.
More like a law of physics. All villains are bound by this mysterious force. In the cave, Burt isn't so sure this bomb is a fake.
We've only got 2 minutes left. The movie will be over by then.
Not to worry, old chum. I actually saved 3 souvenirs from the show that final day. The keys to the Batmobile, my old costume, and this.
Don't ask where he's been keeping it. The Batarang has a sharp edge that cuts through the ropes in no time.
Good thing that bomb was a fake.
Yeah, good thing it was a fake. If it had been a real bomb, he would have flown all the way back to Gotham City.
Ow! Ow! How come you didn't get burned?
Stuntman.
By the way, what does that red button do?
Help! Help!
Burt, look!
Holy ejection seat!
You are correct for 10 points, Mr. Ward.
Get us down from here!
Call the police. Have them pick those 2 up.
The Batmobile is back at the car show, the orphans are loving it, and Adam and Burt are signing autographs.
So all's well that ends well in a city that tears down its old buildings but treasures its old television series. A happy ending all around. Happy actors, happy children, happy audiences, happy network. And me, I'm Lyle Waggoner. And if I'd have played that part, we'd still be on the air.
An orphan steals the Batmobile and they're off again. Ah, the thrill of the chase. And that's it for Adamania. As I said, I cannot find another thing that Adam West did as Batman or related to Batman. So this is kind of the end of an era for me. Adamania changed the course of this channel. I was doing game reviews and going nowhere. I'm a fan of Alison Pregler, who at the time was going by Obscurus Lupa. She started doing Bay watching, an episode by episode look at everybody's favorite, not really an eye candy show, yeah sure. I got the idea of doing the same thing with the old Batman series, I don't remember how. Suddenly people were watching my videos and my subscriptions were taking off. Eventually, I abandoned the game stuff and focused on doing these older, geeky shows, and I have no regrets. I intend to keep doing this as long as I'm able, and through the channel, you guys have introduced me to any number of shows that I didn't know about, and the interaction has enriched me beyond description. None of that would have happened without Adam West and Burt Ward and the immortal show they gave us. For me, Adam West will always be the quintessential Batman. Your mileage may vary, and that's okay. As a good American, I adamantly support your right to be wrong. But seriously, I don't think anybody can dispute the impact that he and the show have had on American society. The fact that you have memes like this well into the 21st century and everybody gets it gives you an idea how ingrained the show is in our consciousness. On a personal note, Adam West was Batman for me. I never saw the animated series. It came along when I was juggling 3 kids in a writing business, so I missed it. When Michael Keaton played him, I said, too stiff. He spends too much time standing around looking impressive instead of doing stuff. Adam West would never do that. Any Batman got and gets compared to Adam West, and honestly, they're all found lacking in my book. There will never be another like him. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you only joined recently, I encourage you to go back and watch my reviews of the entire series because you won't regret it. I'm Irving, and I'll see you in Fort Irving, TV Fails, Cartertopia, and all the rest. This may be the end of Adamania, but for a lot of other good stuff, it's only the beginning. Hop in and join us.
Holy hip-hop.